There it is, man. Florida now is officially SEC champions, man. First time I've been able to see Florida all year long, man. And I'll tell you what, I was thoroughly impressed, man. This team is going to be a problem, you know what I'm saying, when it comes to this tournament. They definitely get locked up a one seed today. Obviously, SEC tournament champions, first time since 2014. Hey, yo, they got everything. Now we're gonna break down some other things from the box score, but I mean they got great bigs, right? You look at Condon, what he was able to do in this game, nearly a double, 13 points and 9 boards. Him keeping plays alive on the glass was big for them. Them hitting down those big shots from beyond the arc. I also like they player Thomas Hall. He also had a pretty good game, 11 points. He had a deep three in that game that was a part of a 9-2 run after they answered Tennessee's 8-0 run. Credit to them, man. I mean, this team, they can rebound the basketball at a high level. They can defend at a high level. And the guard play. Bro, their guards are special. I mean, obviously, this is a graphic from, a few days ago when they beat Alabama. But imagine a team beating Auburn, beating Alabama on the road, and then putting up a tournament record, 104 points against them. And this dude here, he was 4 for 11 from three. Walt Clayton Jr. can ball, man. I mean, he holds the keys. He's never sped up. He has good tempo, good pace. He can get into the lane. He can shoot a three ball at a high level. And it seemed like to me in this game, Florida was never rattled, right? Even when Tennessee was making their runs, they always knew where to go with the basketball. They was always finding those open cuts and dunks by Elijah Martin. And they was always able just to find the best play offensively. When you have that and you have a guard that can do that consistently, that makes you dangerous. And as I said, he was the leading scorer. He should win the MVP. He dropped 22 points and 5 rebounds in that game. But just being able to score at a high level. I also want to give obviously a shout out to Richard. He had 17 points in this game. He absolutely balled out. But look at the box score. They had 5 guys in double figures, right? 13, 17, 22, 10, 11. It's anybody on any given night. And also, they had Aberdeen who came off the bench who nearly had 10 points. When you have that much depth and you have a roster that can play together and they all bought into one goal, it makes you potent. And in the area they was able to beat up on Tennessee, right? Rebounding, right? Look at the difference. 15-5 advantage in offensive rebounds in this game. They had a plus 14 on the boards. They also dominated them in the paint, right? As far as paint point goes, they beat them 32-20. So that is how you get it done, man. You want to beat a really good team, one of the top teams in the country, in the Tennessee, that can defend at a high level. That's how you do it. They also was able to foul out Chaz Lanier, who's a little bit off his game in this one. 4 for 10, 1 for 5. We know how good and special he can be, but he was a little bit off his game. Shout out to Zakai Siegler, who got it going in the second half. Struggled a little bit early on in the game, but really got it going. He dropped 23 points on an efficient 5 of 9 from shooting from the field, 4-7 from 3. He balled. But the player that could make Tennessee potentially dangerous moving forward is going to be this guy right here, and that is Jordan Gainey. He came off the bench. He was phenomenal. He had 24 points, 7 of 15 shooting in the game. His ability, he really sparked that 8-0 run. His ability to get to the paint. Ability to stretch the defense with the three-point ball. He is a prolific scorer. I know he's a senior. He could be potentially a team or potentially why Tennessee can get to a Final Four. Now, we'll see obviously what happens, how they obviously get seated up, what region they're going to be in, but Tennessee's also battle testing and proven too. But nonetheless, man, I mean, these games, I'm glad this one was exciting down the stretch because the other two, man, they were blowouts. We all obviously know about the blowout they had against number 1 Tennessee at the time. If you're Florida, beating them 73-43, Tennessee gets their revenge 64-44, and then we finally got a thrilling matchup in this one with Florida winning by plus 10. But yeah, man, I ain't gonna lie to y'all, I'm buying into the hype. Now, that's not to say everybody's gonna win the NCAA tournament. If y'all know, y'all been following my channel, I've talked about Duke. I've religiously said I think Duke is gonna win it all. But if I had to say some teams that can potentially get them a run for their money, gotta be Auburn. I'm throwing Florida into that list as well, and I'm gonna throw St. John's in there as well. Florida is just battle tested. When you play in probably one of the best conferences or the best conference in college basketball the last few seasons, and you're able to have the record they have, right? They went 15-4. That's pretty impressive, and you was able to beat top-end, top-notch teams, and you've seen them week in, week out, every single game. That's going to make you battle tested when you're going up against some of these Cinderella teams and top-notch teams. So I think Florida is ready. I think they got a great coach that knows how to scheme. He knows how to adjust. You know what I'm saying? Think about the end of that first half when Tennessee had cut this lead to 36-30. This is Zakai Ziegler and the Volunteers, right? They go out, they run a play, they hit a three-point shot, they go up 39-30. That little bit of momentum shift right there, going up 9 instead of up 6, that helps you coming out in the second half. And remember, second half, they started off well. They outscored them early on and built a double-digit lead. So when you have a coach that can do that, that makes you dangerous because sometimes you're going to match up with teams that have the same talent level as you, which I would say Auburn does, a Duke does, maybe has the same talent level that a Florida has. But when you have great coaching, that is what kind of gets you over the hump, that gets you over the edge. So we're going to find out, we're going to see, man. But I thought a very good game from both teams. Obviously, Tennessee, you got some great players. We know about, obviously, Akpara, what he was able to do in this game. I thought he was good. You just got to stay out of foul trouble. That's the key point there. Can't have Chaz Lanier fouling out. You need him to play better. Akpara, you can't have him, getting on the edge of fouling out. You need him to be able to be in those games, especially down the stretch. And you just need better overall play. The turnovers was big in this one, too. But I thought Tennessee has a really good team. Coach Rick Barnes knows what he's doing. They should be fine. So yeah, that's my thoughts, man. Shout out to obviously Florida, man. Y'all something serious. I know the fans probably already know that, but again, this is my first time seeing Florida all season long. Like I said, I've been so busy, it's been hard to watch. But I'm definitely gonna be tapped in for March Madness, watching some of these teams. But after seeing that game, some of the games I've seen this season, Florida is gonna be a team to beat, and I think Tennessee's ceiling, they can get to a Final Four and make some noise. But we gonna see, man. It's gonna be very fun, man. I can't wait till it kicks off this Thursday. I'm gonna have live reaction to all the games and the best ones. So y'all stay tuned, man. Appreciate y'all as always. See y'all soon.